Sinacropi here. Welcome to FLX Weekly on Wednesday, June 28th, 2023, live in here inside the FingerLakes1.com studios, where I'll be joined by Katherine Chase. She's the executive director at the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. We'll be tasting some new releases, 3 new releases from 3 different wineries on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. But first, today's show is brought to you by Lincoln Hill Farms. Head out to Lincoln Hill Farms in Canandaigua on July 4th for a one-of-a-kind entertainment experience. Enjoy live music throughout the day with Rockstar Academy. Play some long games. Watch the fireworks under the stars at dark. Grab a craft brewer beverage from their silo bar and some great grub from their food area. Bring the family, your lawn chairs, or picnic blankets, and come make a day of it. More information online at lincolnhillfarms.com. And Go NetSpeed, the future of connection is here, and it's fiber, made for how we live and how we work today. Go NetSpeed fiber is faster and stronger than anything out there. Check availability in your area, as well as plans and pricing at gonetspeed.com, and get ready for a fast and reliable fiber internet straight to your home. I have it in my house and personally love it. So, hi, Katherine. Welcome
Hello.
back inside the studio.
Thank you.
Last Wednesday of the month.
Always, yes.
And really excited about this show because you told me you were bringing 3 new
Yes.
releases, and I love, getting the sneak preview, being the first,
Absolutely.
It's exciting.
And one isn't even being released until this weekend.
Excellent.
So you're going to be one of the exclusive samplers.
And a big weekend coming up,
Yeah.
4th of July
4th
weekend.
of July weekend. So I have a red, white, and blue theme, because I had to be a little cliche with it. So let's just dive into it. We'll sample our red first. It is a Co-ferment rosé from Montezuma Winery. It is from their Voleur series that we have learned about when Phil came on. This one is called Grayscale. So it is called Grayscale. I was just chatting with Phil before I got here because it is made from Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris grapes. So noir means black, gris is white, so black and white equals gray.
But the same grape, right? It's just the Pinot
Yeah,
Noir.
one's a mutation of the other.
Yeah.
But different skins. So co-ferment means typically when a wine is blended with different grapes, they're fermented individually and then mixed together, where these ones were fermented together. And this is also unfiltered, unrefined, so that's why you have that haziness to it, which is kind of becoming a Phil staple with some of his wines. He's really into experimenting with that, and this was fermented with their wild yeast that he put together himself a while back on Facebook. I was like, oh, that looks like a really nice floral arrangement, and it was actually a picture of all the different wild stuff he was using to make a yeast. So this is kind of in the funky and different wine category because it's unfiltered. It's juicy, it's creamy, it's crisp. There's aromas of strawberry, watermelon, and blood oranges.
So technically a rosé, right?
Technically a rosé,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, you can see haziness is
Yeah.
a great word, similar to the Canadian wildfire smoke days. But smells really light.
Yeah, definitely. It's a gorgeous color. It's not quite
Tastes
red, but it's got the red grape in it, so that was why it went in my category.
Yeah, this is great. And this is available. All 3 are available for sale as of this weekend.
Yes. This is nice and light and refreshing, and I definitely do get the watermelon and the strawberry the most, personally.
Yep, I agree. I can taste the berries, watermelon for sure.
Absolutely. Which would make it an especially delicious summer wine for when we eventually get that hot, not rainy weather back.
Yeah, which might be this weekend.
Which might be this weekend. So that is our red. I'll let you keep sipping that while I move on.
What's the name of it again?
This is called Grayscale.
Grayscale.
From the Voleur series. Which,
At Montezuma.
at Montezuma, yeah.
Just love all the stuff they're doing.
Yeah, and I didn't read the back of the bottle, but the Voleur series, each of them also pairs the wine with a song. If you remember some
right,
from
yeah.
my past episodes. So I'm not sure which this one is, but you have to go on their website and check it
Is
out.
it on the back of the bottle?
I think it's on the back
Well,
of the
I
bottle.
gotta go check.
Get up, yeah, you can get up and check the back of the bottle. It'll say exactly which wine, and the website has a page that'll tell you why, I think. Yeah. Be Afraid, Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. Oh, and there's a book pairing. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. And The Dawn Wall is the movie pairing, which is awesome. Yeah. So, and then yeah, their website has a page that'll explain exactly why all of those are paired with it, which is super creative.
Yeah,
Phil is a genius.
You're looking for something more. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. There are so many wineries in the area, and so many tastings. So when you just add another layer of interest,
Yep.
I really like it, and it goes along, like I said, with everything they're doing at Montezuma.
Yep.
A lot of
It helps
experimentation.
stand out in your mind. Yep.
Yep, this is great. I'm not a rosé guy, but this one certainly
Yeah.
hits the spot.
I know you're not a rosé guy, but I'll convert you one of these days.
I think you already are.
Good.
Yeah, that's great.
So the next is our white. This is not releasing to the public until this Saturday. So this is from Knapp Winery. It is their 2002 barrel fermented Riesling. So we met their winemaker Vanessa back in early 22, I believe it was. So she took some of her favorite juices from 22 and transferred them into barrels and fermented it from there. Then she took it off the lees, which is all the extra dead yeast, stirred it for 8 months and gave it an extra mouthfeel and texture. So it's very dry, lots of character, and typically Riesling is not barrel aged, so this will have that unique barrel and oak flavor and quality. And Vanessa also designed the label herself on the bottle.
Super clean.
Yep.
Super clean look.
Sorry, you have to listen to our awkward silence while we
That is a
taste it.
little different than your standard Riesling.
But it's not overly barrel-y. It's not a word, but
Barely?
barrel-y, yeah. Buttonwood has a barrel-aged Riesling, and there's probably others I just can't think of off the top of my head where you can really get that pronounced oak, because it's not typical for a white to have those two together, unless it's Chardonnay, of course.
And it is very dry.
It's very dry. I love
For
it. I
Riesling,
love
yeah.
dry Riesling.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people that do like Riesling are searching for the driest of dry Rieslings.
This is one of the drier Rieslings I've tried, which
Yeah,
I very much enjoy.
It's great. Of course, Riesling is like the number one place to get Riesling is here in the Finger Lakes, so it's great to see some plays and variations.
Yep.
So another great job here.
This is another
delicious.
example. Phil at Montezuma, he's got, I don't know if free range is the term. I'm sure he's got to get some approvals, but he's got that free will to be experimental. And so now Vanessa's come in with Knapp, with new owners, and she's starting to get to experiment too, you can see. I didn't bring it, but they are also releasing this Saturday. It is an orange wine, Zigareba. The difference between a rosé and an orange wine is a rosé is a red wine without the skins, and the orange wine is a white wine with a little bit of the skin contact. So it gives it a little bit of an orange color, but it is a very, very, very small batch, so they did not have enough, but they did want me to talk about it. It's hand-picked, foot-stomped, unfined, unfiltered, hand-pressed, hand-bottled.
Old school.
It's a labor of love, and it's a unique...
So get them while you can, probably, right?
Get it while you can. It comes out this Saturday to the public, but it's another example of the winemakers getting to be creative and trying something different.
Yeah, this is a fantastic
Yeah.
Riesling.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine that it is a great label, too. I imagine we'll be seeing a lot more of that label around town.
I love their new logo. They just did a rebrand. The label's good. They tell you when you're young, don't judge a book by its cover, but it goes towards the wine too, but the label is what draws your eye, and that is lovely. And this Riesling will help the stigma of, oh, well, aren't all Riesling sweet? Because it's so fruit forward, everyone thinks they're all sweet. But this one isn't sweet.
No, you can't.
But it's not
can't
dry like a red.
confuse the fruit for sweetness always.
Right. A lot do, though, unfortunately. So it gives that, stigma for Rieslings, but
Great finish too.
yeah.
Excellent.
Oh yeah. So you can go to Nap on Saturday and get this.
It's Wednesday and we're
And
drinking
it's Wednesday and we're
so it'll
drinking
be a
it now.
Special.
Their wine club members do get an early release on it, but the public for Saturday. So we are special. But this is delicious, and you should definitely try it.
Yeah, absolutely. And these both are great summer wines, obviously.
The next one's going to be a summer wine, too, to follow our
I'm
red, white,
excited
and
for this
blue. This is Rhapsody from Americana Vineyards. It is a dry blueberry wine. Let me grab it. So this was aged in stainless steel. It is the deep color is from an extended fermentation with the blueberry skins. And you can tell it is very, very dark. It kind of messed up my red, white, and blue theme. The body is complex, elegant, it's punctuated with rich tannins, and then it's softened by the flavor of the smooth blueberry juice.
You can really smell the blueberries.
Yeah, so this would pair really nicely with brie, cream cheese, goat cheese on fresh bread or crackers. I was going to bring some, but didn't have time, so we'll just pretend. But not much doesn't go with goat cheese, and just from the smell of this, it sounds like it would. It would also go with smoked meats and spicy tomato sauce and steak, so it sounds really versatile. It is a dry wine. It has 1.5% residual sugar. It's
Okay.
probably impossible to remove all of it from a blueberry.
Right.
But Americana also has a sweeter blueberry wine. It's called Velvet. So this is the drier sister, Rhapsody.
I haven't tasted it because I'm
It
just
just
enjoying the way
released
it looks.
last weekend.
It's got some legs.
That was really fresh.
Yeah.
I want to
definitely.
eat some cheesecake.
Definitely something
this.
different. This would go great with any cheese. For sure.
And it is dry. I was like, are you sure this is dry? Just didn't sound like it would be dry. It doesn't
Well,
smell like it would be
Doesn't
dry.
smell like it'll be dry, but it is.
It is, yeah. Which is pleasant. Yeah, this would be a good summer wine too. This would be good as a spritzer.
I would like a nice charcuterie tray. I don't know if I'd have this with my steak, but certainly with cheese.
Yeah.
It's again, it's something different. Which, when you live here in the heart of wine country,
You got to stand out.
it's always great to have some variation and see people doing different things. You mentioned the orange wine at Nap, blueberry wine here at Americana. It's fun. There's so many different things to try. You know, to keep you coming back. And again, people around here, I say get out to the wineries more often. If you don't, it's right here in our backyard, and you know you should be taking these day trips.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't always have to be the weekend either, and discover new things like this blueberry wine. And the way I am, if I'm tasting wine and I tasted this, I would immediately start thinking about the things that I could pair it with.
Yeah. You probably are also thinking about reducing it on your stovetop and making a glaze with it.
I do love any of these, whether it's a blueberry wine. I'm trying to think of a wine you brought in previously that I've used extensively for making sauces.
It wasn't the cranberry bog, was it?
No, but I did use that in my cranberry sauce.
Oh, cool.
But I think it was like a blackberry.
The blackberry briar from Buttonwood.
Yes, blackberry
Yeah,
briar from
yeah.
Buttonwood. That's exactly right. I have kept that on hand to, make reductions.
Yeah. I made the icebox cake with it,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a reduction on the top of it as like a glaze. And this is almost like a drier version of that blackberry briar. It has similar.
Definitely drier.
Definitely drier.
You can smell the fruit.
Yeah.
But then when you taste it, you can taste the blueberry, but it's not like a dessert.
Overpowering.
It's not like a dessert.
Yeah, it's really acidic. I chewed it and I could still feel it tingling under my lip, which I was a little afraid of it. Sorry, Joe, because I don't love super, super sweet wines. I like the flavor. I just can't drink a lot of it.
Well, sure.
But
like
I
the
could
taste
drink
of it.
this because it is drier.
Right.
And unfortunately, this is room temperature. I think it would be even crisper cold.
Yeah, and
It would bring
and
out
a lot of
some
people
more of
think
it.
that reds can't be chilled.
Right. But I think this would be really good chilled
I agree.
because it is a fruity wine.
Or in so a mix. You could mix this
Mhm.
into a sangria. This would be a perfect sangria
Yeah, it would.
wine. So yeah, great, man. It's awesome. So 3 unique new wines, something a little bit different about each one. The Grayscale would have been the way that it was fermented together
Fermented.
to give that hazy
Mhm.
look, and then Nap barrel aging the
Yep.
Riesling,
The white, yeah.
which is something different, and then of course a
dry fruit wine.
blueberry wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it just shows there's so much talent right now in the Finger Lakes in terms of winemakers.
limitless. Yeah.
It's really exciting, and I don't think that we're getting the we're starting to get more and more recognition on a national or even a global scale here in the Finger Lakes, but I think we deserve more than we're getting.
Yeah. Right now, a handful of years ago, we did win top wine region in the USA Today top 10 list. That is out right now for voting, and we're on there again. Last time I voted yesterday, we were ranked 5 out of 10. So you can just get out there and vote for us too. That helps our recognition as well, to win that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And shortly, the Governor's Cup is going to be announced too. So hopefully, it's a Finger Lakes. Obviously, I hope it's a Cayuga winery, but I hope it's at least a Finger Lakes
Right.
winery. Last year it was a Thousand Islands, or a Long Island.
Well, that's great for them and everything,
Yeah.
but it's not what we have here in terms of our microclimate is just so unique and
Yep.
special. I wonder if the Canadian wildfire smoke's going to affect anything.
No, it shouldn't, because there weren't any grapes on the vine, so it won't tinge or taint any of it. Had it happened later in the season while the grapes were trying to grow, then yes, it could have infused inside of the grape.
But
But
could
because,
that be a potential benefit in a weird way?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know. I know it's not a downfall. It didn't have any negative effect whatsoever on the grapes, which is what the first immediate concern was. But
So-
because they weren't growing yet,
The growers had to be pretty happy with the rain this week
oh, I'm sure.
because we were dry.
Yeah.
And so that, I don't know exactly how it works. I know a lot of times with turf grass, you get dry early summer and spring. It makes the roots grow stronger, makes the plant more resilient, and then you give it that big drink that we got this week.
Yeah.
So what was starting out is because we had the early frost, or the late frost, I should
Yeah.
say, severe frost, then the drought, and now the rain. Could that combination end up resulting in a great vintage by the end of the summer?
Hard to say.
Well,
I think
we
some of
see.
it's also dependent on how the rest of the summer goes. It's bud right now, and then once the grapes form, and if that's dry, then they're going to get pruny. So what if this was our last rain,
You never know.
and now the grapes don't have enough juice?
Yeah.
If it's a super wet summer, now they're going to be super, super juicy, which means they won't be quite as flavorful because they're overly juicy. So it's really hard to say. It could go any direction at this point, and only Mother Nature is going to let us know how it goes.
Well, that's one of the fun things.
Yeah.
Or if you're a wine maker or a grower, it's one of the scary, stressful
Yeah.
things. But
It's part of the adventure.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And and that's why, I'll just drill it in everyone's heads every time. Because of the growing seasons being so different, if you say you don't like a wine, keep trying it, because it's going to taste different year after year based on how that grape grew.
Well, that's why you
always,
get when you.
always keep trying it.
Yeah, so I've learned to really stock up on some of these vintages. When you find one from 2017 was a great year, and I'm still drinking some of the local 2017 wines now that I bought a lot of back then, and they're even better now. I mean, every wine, especially the reds, has a different shelf life if you store them in
Right.
good conditions. But those 2017s now, 6 years later, are really great. I've been really enjoying them. So,
Good.
yeah, I don't know. I liked all three. I can't. A lot of times when we do tastings, I like to tell you what my
Yeah.
favorite was and rank them. But each one was unique, different purpose.
They're
for
different
each one.
categories. It's
Yeah.
hard to.
All of them were excellent, interesting, and all available this weekend.
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome. I love debuting stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of this weekend, we do have a few events because it is a holiday weekend. which is, it's insane that it's already 4th of July weekend.
Yeah. So Monday is actually the 3rd, but that's going to probably be the 4th observed, right? For most of us.
Most people will take that Tuesday off.
Oh. Well, the 1st is Saturday, 2nd, 7th. So last day of June is Friday.
Yeah.
And the weather looks pretty good. There is some threat of rain and storms, but it's a summer-like type of thing where, most of the day will be good, but you might get hit by a passing storm. You might have to, scramble to get inside for 10 minutes while the storm passes. But Friday, partly sunny, high near 86, south wind 7 to 10 miles per hour, and that chance of afternoon rain due to the heat after 2 p.m., but not a big chance. And then Friday night, it's only going to get down to 67, which that's summertime. We haven't really had too many overnights that we're pushing near 70, but Friday night will be a warm night and a continued chance of a shower or thunderstorm into the night, just 40%.
Nighttime's the best time for it to rain and storm, though.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to do it at night.
And then Saturday, you're looking at a 60% chance of showers or a possible thunderstorm after 2 p.m. So again, these late day storms, because it's going to be warm again, partly sunny with a high near 84. Should be a beautiful day. You just might have to dodge a shower. Saturday night, again, a low of just 67. Showers should end before 8 p.m. if there are any on Saturday. And then Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high near 81, a little bit cooler. And then Monday, partly sunny with a high near 83, just a 30% chance of rain on Sunday and Monday as well. So
pretty low.
Pretty good weekend. Yep. Typical summer weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Good weekend to get out, visit a couple wineries. I know I got some graduation parties to go to as well. Depending on where they are, sometimes you can hit a winery in between, but it should be an awesome summer weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
You have events?
Yeah, so Lucas kind of kicks off the weekend on Thursday with their Naughty Summer Nights concert series. The Backtalk Band is playing
Naughty.
6 to 8:30.
Naughty Summer Nights.
Yeah, Nautie, so it's the play on their nautical.
Oh, gotcha.
They've been doing the Naughty Summer Nights since before I even started working at the Wine Trail. So it's a really popular way to kind of start your weekend. Mm-hmm. And then Knapp is releasing the 2 new wines, so they're kind of celebrating all weekend. But Saturday they have hot dogs and gin coming from 1 to 4, which is a really big band for the area.
That band is known for their young guitar player and singer who is phenomenal.
Prodigy is the term.
He's got to be a little bit older now. He's not just a little kid anymore.
I know, we keep saying he's a little kid because he was when they first started, but obviously he's aging. So maybe 12 or 13 by now.
Yeah, well, I guess
that's still really young.
Pretty young, but he is amazing. I recommend if you get a chance to check him out. You won't believe it. You won't believe how good a guitar player this kid is.
And his dad is in the band, and some other guys too. So that's at Knapp from 1 to 4 on Saturday. You can also go to Buttonwood Grove on Saturday from 1 to 4. Rita Venuti and John Bloom. I think that's a little jazzy, so you can kind of mix it up. Sunday at Hosmer, they have Vinyasa in the Vineyard, followed by Music and Mimosas. That's Rachel Beverly.
And not your typical Sunday this week.
No.
Like a lot of times Sunday people are like, oh, I got to go back to work on Monday.
But
not this week.
Some companies, like my sister, she gets Monday and Tuesday off. So nice. She gets a 4-day weekend. And Buttonwood has music again on Sunday as well. It's Michael Reed. So it's a music weekend. They're in the middle of the wine trail.
Great. Well, we've done it again. Another Wine Wednesday in the books. Thanks so much for bringing these new wines. It's exciting to be the first. I love it.
Yeah.
And again, great weekend to get out and about this weekend, holiday weekend. Hope you all enjoy it. And if you enjoyed the show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, have a great holiday weekend here in the Finger Lakes.
Finger Lakes Wine Trail.